Hello everyone, glad to be back. Today is 26th of November. Now it's 9:30 almost. And in this video I will give you once again updates on news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets, in Russian pages, in different social networks, particularly on Telegram channels. And I will share with you my opinion about some topics that we will discuss. I hope you have a wonderful day. And then on that notice, let's begin. So first of all, what I want to mention is that yesterday, President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, yesterday afternoon, he has meeting with a small group of women, mothers of the soldiers that are on a conflict zone at this moment. And in that dialogue, Putin made a few statements that are worth to notice. First one is that Putin answered on one of the questions and said that they are not planning general mobilization. Maybe you don't know, but for the last few days in Russia, in Russian social media, there are talks about some rumors that in January or in a few months' time, Russian government will start yet another wave of mobilization, and this time this will be general mobilization. Yesterday or day before, press speaker of Russian president Peskov said that Kremlin is not discussing general mobilization, and there is no such a plans. But this individual is discredited so much so that no one really believes anything he says. So probably that's why yesterday Putin himself said that there are no plans for general mobilization. He said that there is enough troops on the front line. Do I believe in this statement? I mean, do I believe that this statement is truthful? No. I think in Kremlin probably they are discussing general mobilization, and they may probably have some plans about this. And we may hear about general mobilization when Putin will give his speech to Federal Assembly that are planned for nearest future. Usually towards end of the year, Putin does gives this kind of speech towards National Assembly. There you have Russian representatives of Russian Parliament or Senate and some other high-ranking officials. So in my reading of this picture, I do see scenario in which Putin is announcing general mobilization. But if you are familiar to my previous videos, if you listen to my previous videos, you probably know that I predict change of government in Russian Federation in near future. In my understanding, current government, current cabinet of ministers and current prime minister will be removed, and we will see a new prime minister. I predicted that new one gonna be Dmitry Rogozin. I made a video about this stuff. But no matter who will be a new prime minister, what really does matter is that this person probably will become successor for Putin, and I'm not gonna be surprised if before end of this year Putin will resign and delegate his powers to new prime minister. And before this resignation, I mean, it's quite possible that Putin will announce general mobilization, and probably he will take on himself all responsibility for all this special military operation, for everything that happened, so that he will clear road for a new prime minister and a new president. As you understand, if Putin appoints new prime minister and then resigns, new prime minister automatically becomes head of the state until presidential elections. And if you take recent history of Russia, you will see that Putin twice become president of Russia, being the prime minister. That happened when he received powers from Yeltsin first time, and second time he was prime minister when Medvedev was president. So yet again he became president after being prime minister. So probably this some kind of tradition will continue, and new or next president of Russia first will be known to society as a prime minister. No matter what will be name of this individual, I mean Rogozin or whoever, you know. So yes, I do think that before end of this year, Putin may not just change government and appoint new prime minister, but he will probably announce general mobilization and then step down and delegate his powers to a new prime minister. Let's see, man. Let's see. Quite a bold prediction. I do understand that, but at least I would not be surprised if this kind of scenario will be realized. That being said, I mean, let's go back to news. In yesterday's meeting that I already mentioned, Putin did said that he repeated himself that special military operation will reach all its goals. So he's quite confident that in the end Russia will come out from this military conflict as a winner. And to be honest, I'm quite sure that that's gonna be the case. Russia gonna win this conflict. Russia have to win this battle against evil that are represented on the battlefield as Nazi Ukraine, Zelensky's Nazi regime, and the inhuman criminal masters in the Western elites. So I have no doubts that Russia gonna be victorious in this fight. So this statement of Putin, even though I'm very critical of him, is quite reassuring that at least in the scenarios that they are working on, I hope they are not even given a slightest chance for defeat. They are confident that Russia gonna be victorious, and that's good. That's that's how it's gonna be. Russia cannot lose this battle, man. For not just for itself, but for humanity, man. You may think that these words are too strong, but in my understanding, Russia is now fighting for all of humanity. Because just look at the Western elites, man, and look at this propaganda and indoctrination, level of indoctrination of Western society in some absolutely crazy, nonsensical ideas and ideologies, man. I mean, what the hell, man? So yeah, that's what I was, thinking to say about this meeting that took place yesterday. Now let's go and check some media outlets. Let's see what kind of news are making headlines in Russian media outlets right now. So I did open few sites of Russian news agencies, and yeah, let's start from TASS. That's a state-run news agency. So if you want to know most line of Kremlin's propaganda, or if you want to know direction of Kremlin's propaganda, you probably need to check this this news agency, because it's state-run for 100%. So yes, here we have some headlines. Let's go one by one and see what they are writing. Россия назвала вмешательством в дела страны критику США закона о запрете ЛГБТ пропаганды. This headline says that some Russian officials stated that USA is involved in inside politics of Russia because of their critique of new law in Russia about canceling of any type of LGBT propaganda. As you know, Russia has some quite strict laws that are directed against LGBT propaganda, and these laws are becoming more and more strict, and that's good. That's good in my understanding, because even though I'm all for freedom of people, I don't see a reason why certain minorities had to have some kind of rights to do some propaganda about their lifestyle or about their sexuality. no one does give a damn about it, man. So just keep it to yourself and be quiet, for God's sake. We are heterosexuals. I mean, normal people don't do some parades and don't demonstrate their sexuality. So why should LGBT so-called community should have this kind of exclusive rights? I mean, in my understanding, I never, you know, in my understanding, and I was always open in this. My position was always open and clear. I think these LGBTQ people need some psychological help. Their rights should be secure, no doubt. No one should do any harm to these people, of course. But in my understanding, these people do need some psychological help, because it's becoming a level of craziness in this Western propaganda that includes this LGBT some stuff. Level of craziness is like out of the out of this world, man. I mean, how you can take seriously, man, when you see on Western channels that there are some fucking these genders and those genders and this pronouns and that pronouns. I mean, what the hell, man? What the fuck you are talking about, for God's sake? What's wrong with you, man? Just go and see some doctors, man. What the fuck? So here in Russia, we don't give a damn about US critique or US in general, really. And me personally, I do support any restrictions or on any unhealthy propaganda. Any restrictions, I do support that. So that's one topic here. I hope I did make myself clear. I'm all for. I don't see myself as some kind of how they say it. Some kind of phobia, man. They all, everyone now that says something that are against Western propaganda, they become some kind of phobes, man. I mean, this phobia, that phobia. There is some word that I can't even remember. But fuck it, man. Not really much. I'm all for securing all rights of these people, all basic rights, all these LGBT and many other later people. But same time, I'm all for restriction of the propaganda. Absolutely, because these people do need some medical attention, man. And that's it, So that's been said, let's go and check some other news. Ukraine delegation is boycotting Parliament Assembly of OBSE. What the hell? OSCE. What for? They are protesting that Russians are presented in this organization. I mean, as I said, man, this Zelensky's Nazi regime and I mean all those animals that are in high level of power in this regime, they are sick criminals that should be exterminated, man. No, you cannot take these motherfuckers seriously, man. So fuck him all. I don't care, man, what these bastards ever said, man. They should be exterminated, and that's it. So here we have an article that New York Times writing that USA has some problems now because many of the artillery pieces that they are sending to Ukraine are broken, and it seems like many of these artillery pieces were broken even before was sent to Ukraine. I don't know who gives New York Times this kind of information, but this article says that according to New York Times, around 350 pieces of artillery pieces that was sent to Ukraine by US need some repairs, and this is becoming some kind of issue for USA because they cannot organize maintenance of these weapons in time. So that's good news, man. That's good news. You know, it will be better if US never send any weapons to Nazi Ukraine, but but if weapons that are sent are broken or malfunctioning, then I'm all for that. Let's see some other media outlets. Here is, RBK news agency. Crazy news. Russophobic Poland is asking Western leaders, seems like, to put some sanctions on excuse me. Russophobic Poland is asking the Western masters to put some sanctions on pipeline Druzhba, by which European states are receiving Russian oil. Do it, man. Do it. Let's see how long EU gonna last without Russian oil and gas. If I was the head of Russian state, man, from very day that they send, Western states send, or NATO member states send weapons to Ukraine, from that day on, West will be cut off from any supplies from Russia. From any supplies from Russia, not just gas and oil, but from anything. I would not allow to send to Western countries just anything, man, even water, because they are enemies. They are officially our enemies, and I don't understand why Russia is still selling oil, gas, some metals like titanium, and the just rest of it to the Western world, man. Why? They are our enemies. So that's one of the reasons, not the main reason, but one of the main reasons that I am so critical of this current political and leadership of Russia. Some may say that Russia needs some money to maintain this. Its operations. Yes, Russia does need some money, and Russia can generate this money by having good working relationships with the rest of the world. We should understand that Western world is just little part of the world, man. So what can I say, man? Let's see what kind of other news are making headlines here. As you see, I mean, here we have predictions about state of Russian ruble. Some experts saying that exchange rate will remain around 60 rubles for $1. Some may argue that 72 rubles will be the some kind of proper level. But I did say in my previous videos, if Russian political leadership made proper decisions, Russian ruble exchange rate of Russian ruble towards dollar right now will be 30 to 35 rubles for dollar. Man. It's easy to do. All it takes is political will, but Russian president and his people just don't have guts to make proper decisions. That's it. As I said, man, they even paying Ukraine, for God's sake, man. They are paying Ukraine right now for transit of Russian gas and oil, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. They are paying hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to Ukraine, to Nazi Ukraine, man. I mean, if this is not crazy, then what is, man? So let's see some other media outlets. Here on this is Kommersant. It's well known in Russia magazine, newspaper. So here we have information that Elon Musk is saying that if iPhone and Google will delete Twitter from their phones, from their apps, Musk will, make his own phone as alternative. To be honest, that's quite a good idea. If someone will break this monopoly that Apple and Google has with the operational systems, So I'm all for that. If Musk makes, he don't even need to make a new phone, even though new phone will be like nice touch to it, but he can make a operational system that will be free, for example, and then I'm quite sure Chinese producers of smartphones will happily use this application, this operational system on their phones, and yeah, I mean, eventually ordinary people will be winners, because if Twitter becomes more freedom platform, more free platform for different opinions, that's a win for ordinary people like us. And the second is that if we can have an alternative to the Apple's and Google's operational systems, I mean, that's good too. Yes, Chinese are developing their own operational systems, but mainly Chinese phones still operate on Android, on Google's operational system, and I don't like that. You should have some alternatives, man. So that's quite interesting news. What else? Oh, we have like, no, come on, man. We have news here that Russia sell weapons in this year on $8 billion. So Russian weapon sales amount to $8 billion. That's quite a big number, but compared to 2021, it's quite a significant drop, because a year ago Russia sold weapons on 14.6 billion. So it's understandable, man. You know, Russia needs weapons for itself now, but still they manage somehow to sell weapons for 8 billion, and you know. Yes, what else, man? What else? Probably you know about this crazy stuff that's going on in China because of this COVID. And to be honest, I do think that these harsh restrictions that Chinese government are imposing because of COVID, that may have more to politics and geopolitics than to health issues, because as you understand, using this topic of COVID, China can shut down entire cities, and if we you know, and that means that China can have a huge impact on world economy, you know, on supply chain. Because if one of the, let's say, industrial cities of China that are producing stuff for like hundreds of billions of dollars a year, if that kind of city will be shut down because of some restrictions, COVID restrictions, then you can imagine what kind of chaos that will generate on supply chain and on the markets. So in my understanding, China is playing with this stuff, man, because after start of special military operation, COVID and all this bullshit that was given to the people from the propaganda channels, that somehow all that stuff went to hide. I mean, they just disappear, you know. But in China, they still using this story for its goals, and that's why I'm thinking that it's more about politics and geopolitics other than virus itself. Because you know, I had COVID. All of us. I mean, all people that I know, they all. I had a job too, but I had COVID, and yeah, that was like a light flu. That's it. You know. Anyhow, man, who knows what Chinese leadership are thinking, man. I'm just guessing here. So this is it for now. This is it for now, probably, and you know, maybe I will. Yes, one more thing, man. Just look at this. This is my channel, and just look numbers, man. You know, even though I'm very grateful for every one of you that are spending your time and on my channel and giving me attention. I just still I'm not don't understand how it's possible that video from Russia about politics and geopolitics on this time when entire world is interested in news from Russia and from conflict zone. I mean, how it could be? I mean that only 100, 150 or 200 views have my videos, man. It seems like YouTube algorithm really blocking my content, man. And only subscribers are seeing it. Or people that read my comments on other channels and then just for interest are coming to my channel. You know, what can I do, man? It is what it is. Anyway, this is it for now. Thank you for your time and your attention. If you think that my videos are interesting, then please consider to push that like button, maybe share my video with on your social pages, on your pages on some platforms. Leave some commentary. I'm always whenever I have time, I'm trying to be engaged in discussion on comment section. So that's it, man. Have a nice day. Take care.